Imagine a tech startup. They spend millions in venture capital, launch their flagship app along with a striking new logo and a viral promotional video, and confidently assume their business now owns these high-value assets. But a corporate entity is a legal fiction. It doesn't have a mind, a personality, or the capacity for original thought. Therefore, a company can never actually be the author of a creation. Copyright law operates on a strict baseline. Legal authorship and the original ownership of that work inherently belongs to the natural person, the human being who created it. This diagram shows the legal separation between a business and its property. Look at the building icon. It sits apart from the logo, the code, and the video files, which remain legally tied to the individuals who made them. To bridge that gap, you have to build what lawyers call a chain of rights. Notice how the tethers to the humans transform into broken chain links. To secure ownership, a business must explicitly connect each link, tracing the rights from the human mind to the corporate entity. Paying an invoice does not mean you have acquired the intellectual property. Security requires actively tracing and connecting each link in that chain. The situation gets more complex when a project is built by multiple creators working together. Identifying ownership requires categorizing exactly how those humans collaborated. Take a look at this work of collaboration. Because these creators worked with a shared inspiration, the rights belong to the group. In this configuration, no single author can use the asset without obtaining the consent of every other contributor. Now watch the hierarchy shift. This represents a collective work. Here, one director orchestrates the project. The individual contributions merge so completely into the whole that the contributors do not hold distinct individual rights on the final product. Finally, we have a composite work. Notice how this new asset block envelops a distinct older one. This happens when a new creation incorporates a pre-existing work, like a third-party photograph in a new database. You now have layers of separate ownership within a single file. No matter how these rights are divided, the law imposes a universal barrier for transferring them to a business. Nothing moves without an express written agreement. Without a formal written contract, collaborative creations remain legally fragmented among the individual humans, leaving the commissioning business with an asset they cannot legally use. It is widely assumed that paying an employee a regular salary or a freelancer a flat fee automatically transfers copyright to the employer. The legal reality is the opposite. Under standard law, the employee or freelancer retains full rights to their creations, unless a written contract explicitly reassigns those rights to the company. There is one major statutory exception that inverts this rule. In this flowchart, the standard employee path hits a red barrier for automatic transfer. But notice the highlighted software developer path. It bypasses the barrier entirely. For computer software and databases written by an employee within their normal duties, the law automatically presumes the employer holds the economic rights. The code flows directly from the employee node to the corporate vault. Unless a business is dealing exclusively with employee-generated code or databases, relying on employment status instead of an explicit contract leaves the company without a clear title to its own property. Let's apply this to a specific scenario. A company founder or director who personally codes the app, designs the logo, and writes the website copy. Naturally, the founder assumes that because they own and control the company owns their personal creations by default. The law sees it differently. On this split screen, the human director sits on the left, legally separate from their company on the right. Because the director is human, they are the sole owner, keeping IP assets securely locked on their side. To bridge this, they must execute a formal written transfer, moving the rights to the company. Properly documenting this transfer does something crucial. It allows the company to officially record the IP on its balance sheet, securing its true valuation. As this screen displays, the concepts covered in this video provide educational legal information. They do not constitute formal legal advice. You should always consult with a specialized attorney to structure your specific agreements. Intellectual property is never secured by assumption. An asset is only as secure as the written chain connecting the human mind to the enterprise.